Oh, this is fantastic. I just love this. The narrative is outstanding. And I don't know if you've taken a look at some of my other videos that I just created for some of the other students, but I think one of the things that a few people are kind of missing is how to set the narrative up, which is understandable being a vector illustration class. But it's all part of the same big picture, so to speak, right? So I think it's really super important that to the project that the narrative is set up. So in other words, you're identifying a problem and you're doing so visually, being that this is basically an infographic. So you're visually identifying the problem, you're visually identifying the impetus of the solution, then you're visually identifying the solution. And I think you've done a really good job with that here. Now, obviously, as we're seeing, I'm having a little bit of trouble with the timeline because the timeline is actually indicating that this comes before this. As we follow the timeline itself, it's making contact with this before this. So for that reason, this comes first, right? Because he's reaching into the bucket for a hook and he hooks his finger. Then the rest, I think, though, these two should be switched around a little bit. So, all right, here is the guy's at the dock getting ready to fish. He's got his rod, his reel, his line, and then he reaches into his bucket for the hook, and oh, he snags his finger on the hook. Okay, and so he's in a lot of pain while he gets the idea, and this is a good idea, the idea of this cork popping him in the back of the head to come up with the idea. So, and then the depiction of the idea itself is really, really good. I think this is, it's good. It's a very practical idea and a very practical way to show it. So there's no way that you could hook you could stick your hand in the bucket blind and you're not going to hook it on the hook because of the way that they're oriented within the cork. So really showing outstanding intent. The narrative is good, although a little bit confusing at the beginning. And then I'm not real sure about the happy fish. I can't figure out if I think it's kind of a cool ending. Because we don't know if he caught the fish, which kind of leaves, and that's cool, I think. So now we don't know if he's a professional angler or just a guy that's just trying it for the first time. And I think that's really a sweet part of the narrative. That maybe this guy is just his first time fishing and he got this great idea. So we don't know if he's actually catching the fish, nor does it even really matter. So anyways, love it. I think that and let's do this thing. Let's jump back off a little bit and take a look at where the bulk of the weight lies in the illustration, and it lies right here. And that's an indication that you should maybe consider a little bit of breathing room between your steps here. Maybe air this out a little bit so that we don't have these giant illustrations, all of which are popping forward at us. Maybe you can make these a little bit smaller just to increase the size between the little bubbles so that they're not so jumbled up right through here, creating all this visual weight and the composition in this right here to the middle left of the composition. Okay, I know it's only a thumbnail, but I just want to make sure that you're aware of that moving forward. All right, fantastic job. Love it. Can't wait to see where it's going. Good job, Paul. Thank you.